Welcome to the MAN BMW camshaft flash engine, electronic engines, MEC engine. Here, module 3, we will discuss hydraulic power supply. Hydraulic power supply, because the actuation of the FOPB, exhaust valve, cylinder lubrication is all carried out by hydraulic pressure, not by the mechanical force as was in the conventional engine, because there no cam, no camshaft, no drive shaft, no nothing. So naturally hydraulic pressure is used. All right. So now we have the hydraulic pressure achievable available at the SCU. How does it make fuel or pressure booster carry out fuel injection? Getting exhaust valve actuator to open exhaust valve and making alpha lubricant cylinder liner work. This we need to see. All right. We'll see now. We'll check now. Okay, how this function work is carried out. Fuel injection FI and valve actuation VA is achieved by the functioning of the fuel valve. So now first we'll learn how will fuel pressure booster or exhaust valve actuator works with hydraulic power. Secondly, how fuel valve works. Because both things are required. How the fuel works and how it makes the fuel pressure booster build up the fuel pressure, and how the fuel valve allows the exhaust valve actuator to work so that exhaust valve can be open. All right. Working of the FOPB. This is FOPB. Now see the schematic diagram. Just study for a while. See what is one. Number one is, of course, piston. All right. Or plunger, you can say whatever. Two is the suction port. All right. Two is the, so when the piston is coming down, fuel oil will flow the suction valve and will be here on top of the piston or plunger, whatever you call it. This is fuel valve. Okay. In this case, fuel valve they shown moving downwards. Fuel injection will take place only when fuel valve move upwards. All right. So basically, when fuel valve have moved downwards, this is the pressure line. Hydraulic oil pressure is coming. The accumulator. Accumulators are needed because hydraulic oil is used or not used, or used or not used. So there is a nitrogen field. There is also a method to check the pressure and all these things. Nitrogen field. You have nitrogen bottles on ship. So this also you have to study. This is not part of this course, but we can always discuss when if you need such question. So hydraulic oil is coming and is blocked here. So the oil hydraulic pressure which had pushed the piston up, now because the hydraulic pressure cannot go up, is blocked here. Hydraulic pressure below the piston plunger, it has to go out and drain out. That's why it's moving down. Plunger. Okay. So in the above, one is the plunger of the FOPB, and lower part is the piston. You can say so. Upper part is plunger, lower part of the piston. On top of the plunger is the fuel oil. As I said, suction valve. Fuel oil inlet, non-Newton suction valve. Of course, non-Newton. Fuel oil is supplied at 6 to 7 bar or 8 bar, whatever the engine pressure, fuel pressure is there on a conventional engine, or MC, same is maintained on ME engine also. Drain line, hydraulic oil goes back to the sump. Light pink line. Precious oil at 300 bar is stopped by the fuel oil. It's not injecting now. Because they know this is not the time for inject the fuel. Injection had just finished. If you see in the above diagram, a spool of fuel oil is blocking the passage of the pressurized hydraulic oil. The associated lines and accumulators are filled up with pressurized oil naturally. Because hydraulic pressure oil cannot go anywhere, so pressure oil is also filling up the accumulators. Now, hydraulic oil below the piston plunger combination goes to the drain through the spool of the fuel, causing the piston plunger to move downwards. The oil when drains out to the sump, naturally the piston comes down, plunger comes down. Suction valve will open. Naturally, when the plunger and piston coming down, suction side will open. With non valve, the fuel oil will enter and fill up the housing barrel. kind of barrel, and allow the fuel to enter the barrel on top of the plunger. Now, on getting command signal from CCU, of course, given by the ECU, go under calculating, it's done by the ECU. CCU only allow the permission. CCU of the respective unit, fewer valve spool will move upward. Fewer valve will move upward. Now, how much it moves, how fast it moves. Hmm? Of course, feedback signal will also tell the control system what is happening. That is all depending on calculated by the ECU, depending on the requirement of the RPM or the load of the engine. Rate of the movement, also rate of the movement, slowly or fast. That's why I say EPIC, electronic profile injection, strain intensity, pressure, with everything is measurable, controllable. Rate of movement, the distance it moves is calculated as per the algorithm, and fever moves accordingly. Upward movement of fever proportional, because the valve moves proportionally as per the demand, as per the needs, as per the requirement. Fuel injection and downward movement of the fever valve, on off valve. Exhaust valve opening with fever valve downwards movement. Now see the schematic diagram. Study it for a while again. Now the time has come for the injection for the particular unit. So signal has come and fever has moved accordingly as decided by the ECU and assigned this duty, sending the respective signal to the fever valve. So fever valve has moved upward. So the hydraulic pressure, which was blocked by the spool of, enters from here and goes to the bottom of the piston, which moves up the plunger. Plunger moves up. The moment the plunger starts moving, the pressure start building up. Fuel. Of course, the suction valve gets closed because it's non-return valve. Now, pressure ahead of suction valve is more, behind is less. Pressure start building up, and the pressure 8. When overcome the spring pressure of the injector, fuel will be injected. Clear? All right. Hydraulic oil enters here, moves up, suction valve is blocked, closed, not allow any more fuel oil to go back, not on valve, fuel pressure build up, injection takes place. In the above diagram, fuel valve, piston, number 7 is neutron valve, and it is the high pressure fuel oil to fuel for injection. When the spool of fuel moves upward, closing the passage for the oil to go to the drain is closed, this goes to the pressure of oil, find a way to the underside of the piston or plunger or barrel. Piston moves upwards of the pressurized hydraulic oil at 300 bar. Below it, upward movement of the piston plunger raises the fuel pressure above the plunger in the chamber as the non-return suction valve shall also close. Fuel pressure rises and the fuel is injected through the fuel injector at the designated pressure. All right. End of the video 5. Start of the video 5. 6. Video 6. So what are the advantages of electronically controlled fuel injection? This I told you earlier. Recap the various advantages having such electronically controlled injection. Fuel injection can be advanced or retarded as required even when the engine is running. You can do that. Okay, I will tell you how. Peak pressure or individual cylinder or all the cylinders at the same time can be varied. You can increase this pressure, number 2 cylinder, number 3 cylinder, or increase or decrease, or all the cylinders together increase the peak pressure, or all the cylinders together reduce the peak pressure. It is possible to increase indicator pressure. Indicator pressure. Indicator pressure. You know what is indicator pressure? Mean effective pressure. That can be varied. Possible to increase indicator pressure developing in any cylinder, individually or collectively. That means all units together. This is possible when engine is running at low load or at high load. Normally, these checks are carried out at low load or at high load. Both are they carried out. Then adjustment is carried out accordingly. If engine is running at low load, then low load. A high load is running at high load. Induced surrender fuel injection can be stopped. Only thing is fever. Hmm. Meaning unit can be cut off even when engine is running. If you remember how the unit used to be cut off in olden time, it's much easier. Just go to MOP, unit is cut off. Okay, you can stay in the control room with uniform. Hmm? Okay, but still you have to make your hands dirty when time comes. All right, never be afraid of working in the engine room. Isn't? Don't you say? Don't you feel like coming back as a marine engineer? If your next life, I want. If I get ever chance to come back and born again a human being, I will like to join a ship and as a marine engineer. Yes, that's what I'm proud of my work. So isn't it marvelous? We shall learn how above can be achieved in another. We'll see in another module. Just for the passing, I have told you. So keep your interest in the course.